Go. Here we are. I don't say shaboom, that's Drew's thing.
Shazam!
Shazam! Shazam, we're live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Trail of Decay, a new campaign DM'd by yours truly. As you can see, Drew is not in his usual spot. We're doing something new here and giving our boy a little break. But you all have seen these people, these lovely faces on our channel throughout the years, so you all know and love them. No introductions needed. How y'all doing? Y'all excited?
Yeah.
Excited. This I'm excited. This feels more real, you know.
I know. I know. I feel the same way. Oh, wait. What do you mean by that?
Like more real, like
it's
I don't know.
Like it's a real
I'm
thing
rolling
that's happening?
for. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like I'm
no,
playing
yeah,
a
yeah.
game
That's
in
what I
real
feel.
life.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
For real life. For real life.
I'm not casting magic. I'm healing wounds.
No magic.
I'm eating beans from the can
Exactly.
cold.
I'm taking pills.
Exactly. You're taking opioids.
Popping pills, picking up
Popping
every
pills.
brick you
Yes.
pass.
Speaking of that, there is no magic for this game. We're going to be using The Last of Us TTRPG, which is created by Dice Times. You can check out their awesome actual plays on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and you can find the handbook for this TTRPG and other systems on their Etsy store at Dice Times Shop. All one word. They've done systems for The Last of Us, The Hunger Games, and they're currently doing a Fallout campaign. So thank you, Dice Times, for making this incredible TTRPG. Y'all go show them some love. They are really cool. And as always, thank you to Emmy for creating this beauty that you see before you. These frames and these screens that you will see later. Emmy has lent a talented hand to pretty much everything we've done here at Rulebook Optional, and as you can see, she always delivers. So thank you so much, Emmy. Show her some love on Emmy's art stuff on Twitch, and check her and our other friends out on Forge of Lore, YouTube, Twitch, all that fun stuff. Thank yous. Need some water.
Hydrate or dihydrate.
Drew lent me his last liquid death.
May you use it well.
And then before we begin, just finally on a more somber note, just want to give a notice that this campaign will be taking place along the Appalachian Trail, which has been severely impacted by Hurricane Helene along its southern landscape and surrounding communities. We would be incredibly remiss to feature this location without acknowledging and spreading the word of this tragedy. As I think, okay, I'll resend these links in the chat because I forgot. Oh no, you can scroll back up through the chat. I've included links in the chat, and I'll also include links in the VOD when it comes out. VOD, right? Not VOD?
Yep.
VOD, okay.
Yep.
It contains resources to help not only the trail, but the southern and central Appalachia as well. Every little bit helps. Our hearts are with the people and the communities of these affected areas, as well as the volunteers and emergency response teams that are helping with hurricane relief, as well as restoring the trail. So check it out in the link here, or you can Google AppalachianTrail.com. They have all the resources on their website. So with that, is there any announcements, any other announcements, anything of note to be brought up before we begin?
Thank you for all of the work you put into this. It's gonna be
Yeah.
very
Yes,
wonderful.
thank you.
Oh, don't thank me yet.
Oh.
That's the worst thing to say.
Do I sound okay? I should have asked that before we
Sound
started.
great.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. With all that, are we ready to embark on the Trail of Decay? Yes?
No.
Yes.
Of course.
Well, all right.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.
Yes.
All right. And with that, I will be continuing Drew's tradition. Please join me for a deep and cleansing breath. Alrighty. Outbreak Day, September 26th, 2013. We are now in the fall of 2024 along the Appalachian Trail. It has been 11 years since the outbreak of the cordyceps virus. 11 years of death, destruction, and decay. In the cities, once majestic skyscrapers have lost their charm as their infrastructure started to crumble. Once neglected nature has finally been given the chance to reclaim what's theirs. It's almost beautiful amidst the desolation. Leave No Trace was a national education program and philosophy practice meant to maintain the beauty of the natural world. The cordyceps virus brought a new meaning to that, especially to the once frequently visited Appalachian Trail. As the overgrown wildlife covers the trail path, markers, and maps, it's almost as if no human ever left a trace here. Until now. The four of you were lucky enough to survive Outbreak Day. You were even luckier to have made it this long. Although, after 11 years, luck has little to do with your survival. But, whether it was through luck or sheer force of will, you managed to make contact with the Fireflies. They gave you coordinates for a meeting point at the halfway mark of the Appalachian Trail, where one of their members would meet and escort you to their base. It almost seemed too good to be true. But you shoved that thought to the back of your mind as you shoved what little supplies you have left into your backpack. The halfway mark, Center Point Knob, is located in Boiling Springs, Pennsylvania. Some of you have a longer trip than others. Nevertheless, you set out. And who do we find first on this trail? Switch the music real quick. Kate. Would you please describe your character with these questions in mind? Where did their trek along the trail start? How have they been faring on their journey? How have the past 11 years changed them? And what's pushing them forward?
Oh god.
Whenever you're ready.
Okay. What is... Okay. Franny, or Francesca, is a 37-year-old woman. She hails from northern Georgia, just at the southernmost tip of the Appalachian Trail and mountains. Appalachian Trail, sorry. It's a very northern way of saying it, so I'm getting the character. Appalachian Trail and mountains. So that is where her journey began. She remained in Georgia and in the southernmost of the mountains for most of the past 11 years, probably wandering a bit, but since it's a little bit more temperate down there year-round, that's mostly where she's hunkered down. Her journey has been faring pretty well. Since it's the fall, the weather is relatively mild, and almost idyllic in watching the leaves change as she travels farther and farther north. The nights getting a little bit colder every day. And she travels alone. And over the past 11 years, she has become more isolated, as many people have, but more willing to live alone in nature than to live amongst others, though that's not her hope. She had been a nurse before all of this happened, and so there's something inside of her aching to help others, seeing especially how fragile everyone is. And she's pushed by that knowledge that people are very fragile, and hopes that there will come a place and time where she won't have to be so alone, and where she can possibly help the future become a little better, and provide a service with the skills that she has.
Excellent. And forgive me if you did already, but could you also describe what Fran looks like?
Oh, yes, I'm so sorry.
Oh, good.
Fran has curly brown hair, not too long. She keeps it mostly tied up in a bandana or a wrap or something. Um, Brown eyes, like 6'5", so middle height. Um, Tannish skin. She's got her little crow's feet because she's almost 40. She is probably pretty petite, but not too scrawny. She's pretty strong. Spent most of their time in the woods doing stuff. Um, but yeah, hopefully that is enough.
Yeah, and sorry, did you say 6'5" or 5'5"?
I'm so sorry, 5'6". If I
Okay.
reverse that, I'm so sorry.
You said 6'5".
Yeah, she's just about middle,
She's the tallest
like
woman in the
6'5".
world.
You said 6'5", average height. I was like,
You know,
okay, different scopes for different folks.
down in Georgia, they just build them different.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. As you make your way along the trail, a trail you're very accustomed to, your second home, if
Yes.
that's fair to say. And where did you say Georgia is where she starts, right?
Yeah, northern Georgia.
Northern
yeah.
Georgia. And as we briefly cut away from there, we move over to Nico. Would you please describe your character? Same questions. Where you started, how you've been faring on the journey, how the past 11 years since the outbreak have changed you, what's pushing you forward, and what do you look like?
Yeah. So I'm playing as Mason Rushmore. He is about 29. Brown eyes, brown hair, kind of shaved sides, head, but longer in the back. The front of his hair kind of makes like a little M. I don't know what that's called, but it kind of hangs to his eyebrows by his eyes. Tall, skinny. He's starting near Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, so kind of right around the heart of the Appalachian Trail. The last 11 years since Outbreak Day have been pretty rough, as it has been for everybody. But for Mason, it's just kind of further pushed him from kind of being social. He always felt a little more at home in the woods, and having in some inherent trust issues. Who better than to be with yourself and have yourself kind of push yourself through this terrible time? And that's kind of the only thing that he really has pulling for him, is he feels that he epitomizes a survivor, and that is his goal through this. And given the chance to improve those chances, he'll take whatever he can, but always with his guard up.
Very, very nice. And as we are in the state of Pennsylvania, we shift over to Drew. Would you please describe your character? Same questions. If you'd like me to repeat them, or...
I would like you to repeat them,
Yes,
yes.
of course. Where you're starting, where your journey began, towards the Fireflies, how you've been faring on your journey, how the past 11 years have changed you, and what's pushing you forward, and what do you look like?
Okay. My character's name is Martin Penn, but everyone knows him as Marty. And the last 11 years have been incredibly easy for Marty, because Marty has spent the last 11 years inside of the Erie, Pennsylvania quarantine zone. Marty is 29 years old, so he was 18 when the outbreak first started. And when the walls started being constructed, he was in his hometown of Erie, Pennsylvania, and he was naturally protected for most of his life. But what is driving him is, and perhaps everyone here would already understand this, the Erie, most QZs do not last that long. And so the Erie, Pennsylvania QZ has fallen. The walls have failed. Whether it's infection, whether it's whether it's infighting. Marty is a city boy who is now making his way down the trail. He has never spent in the last 11 years. He's never been outside the walls, and he is very ill-equipped to be out on the Appalachian Trail. As for what he looks like, very pale skin. Probably spends a lot of time inside. He's got on like a button down like dress shirt, like a gray button down dress shirt. He has like a hiking pack on. He has like slicked back like black hair, which is like starting to like kind of fray because the hair products like starting to kind of like fade away. He's about 5'6". Again, he's 29, and he is miserable. Just trying to get to the fireflies as fast as possible to find some semblance of society to fall into.
Lovely, lovely. I was gonna open something up and now I've forgotten. One sec, please hold. Ah, there it is. Okay. Apologies. Give me one.
You're all good.
Hot sec. Aha, there. That's where you went. Okay. And then. Okay. Thank you. Marty, Mason, Fran. You all go through your journeys as you intend. Some mishaps along the way for those that are less accustomed to this neck of the woods, if you will. But you are able to make your way to the halfway point. While the lettering and the overgrowth has sort of taken over, you are able to see trail markers pointing you towards Center Point Knob. And though, as you get closer, though the lettering on the trail markers are faded, you are able to make out the rock that the Fireflies mentioned as a recognizable point to meet the contact. One that resembles a sitting chair, sort of elevated on a stone platform with a now rusted iron marker in its center. But as you get closer, it's not the rock that draws your attention. It's the two figures that get bigger as you approach. As you get closer, you see one of them laying motionless on the ground with an array of weapons in front of them. A jacket covers the top half of their body, but doesn't conceal the armband on their right arm, with the Firefly symbol painted onto it, and a bite mark on their forearm. Standing next to the body, you see another figure, with short blonde hair and a scar under her right eye. Darby, would you please introduce your character?
I'm playing River Walsh. She is also from Georgia, from the Atlanta QZ. She is about 26 years old, so she was 13 when the outbreak started. And since the outbreak, it's just been her and her sister, and they've been doing their best to get by in the QZ. She was a Fedra soldier before she left, so she is experienced in that regard. And left the Atlanta QZ and her sister behind to travel up north to go to follow her boyfriend, who left to go up there as well because he was a Firefly, and that is what is driving her to get up to the Northern Firefly base and find Cameron.
River, as the first to arrive, you've been here for an indiscriminate amount of time. What transpired, and you see these three figures approaching. What do you do?
I'm standing next to her. I've put my weapons on the ground so that they can see them, and I have my hands up while they're approaching. to show that I mean them no harm. And I call out to them, I'm sorry she was infected. I didn't have a choice.
So did the three of us arrive like together or just at the same time?
Roughly the same time. Marty, you would have seen River and this other figure first, shortly followed by Mason, and then shortly followed by Fran. But you do all arrive at roughly the same time. So.
Okay.
What do you do? The floor is yours.
Fran probably, the closer she got to where they were supposed to be, was likely on high alert. And she probably does have like a pistol aimed at River. Well, at River towards the dead body. And were they like this when you? What happened? Did you get? When did they get bit?
I noticed that she was off when I arrived. She was still kind of coherent, but I could tell that something was wrong. And I spoke to her for about a minute or two before she lunged at me, and I shot her.
Pull your sleeves up, please.
I pull off my jacket. I pull up my sleeves so you can look at my arms. I move my hair out of the way. And I show my neck and everything.
Just to be safe, can I what what check can I roll? That would be perception.
That would be
Vibe check.
Vibe check.
Vibe check. That would be instinct. Go ahead, give me an instinct roll.
Okay. I have a +2. 8.
8.
8.
What are you looking for? Despite
Any
the vibe
signs? Well, any signs of possible infection in River? Like, I just want to make sure that like there's no scratches, and if there are scratches, they don't look like they're infectious.
They've removed any outer layers, broadcasting her skin to you. You don't see any scratches. You don't see any bite marks. Maybe like some mud, some dirt from the long journey she's taken, but nothing of the like.
Okay. Freddy puts her gun, like, aims it downward, moves it off the river. Okay.
Marty, Mason, first thoughts.
Sure. God damn it! Damn it! Why? Do you? And like Marty would like to like acknowledging that River is not bit, move to the body to start searching the body.
Yeah, there is a jacket covering it. Do you remove the jacket?
Jacket just pulled on. Is it a nice jacket?
Yeah, it's
Fair.
Hold on, I have it.
Wait, whose jacket is River? Is that your jacket?
No, it's the girl's jacket. It's not mine.
I'm like, did you put the?
Did you put the?
I need my jacket.
I need my jacket.
Cold this time of year, guys.
It's nippy.
Sorry,
That's
I
a lot,
have. I thought I had. No, it's another doc. As I'm looking for the jacket description. Mason, any first thoughts as you arrive?
Yeah, just kind of like approaching the scene. The back of his head, Mason's just kind of thinking to himself, like, well, this checks out. This would have been all too well to have been smooth sailing, a nice saunter through the old back trails he knew so well to, an oasis to be saved. But Mason's kind of just like crouching towards the body. Can we see where River shot the person? Is it
yes.
clear?
Where the frick is it? There it is. As Mason, fuck, I knew I was gonna make the mistake, god damn it. As Marty casts aside the jacket, it is a light brown corduroy jacket with a fur lining. Marty, as you cast it aside to look at the body, You see a slim figure female wearing a green undershirt, pale skin, splash of freckles across her cheeks. River, are her eyes open or closed?
They are open.
You see gray eyes wide open in shock. Long brown hair with a widow's peak in the center. But that's not what you guys are looking for. You see the bullet wound in the middle of her forehead, thin rivulets of blood going into her hair and down her face.
Brian is
Mason-
impressed by the marksmanship.
Mason
you
will
said
kind of
she
say in the
lunged?
corner of his mouth, like, "Oh, nice shot."
And she was lunging at you? That's fucking amazing.
Thanks.
When did we hear the gunshot as we were approaching?
I thought about that when I was setting
Oh,
up.
a better question would be, River, when did you shoot her?
It's been like
Wait. We haven't done introductions yet. Who are you people?
How'd you know my name?
It's not important right now.
We all were given name tags.
How'd you know?
The Firefly's name is named tags.
Oh. God
Well,
almighty.
My
do you
name's
do
River.
introductions?
Fuck. I'm Fran.
Fran?
Christ. I'm gonna sit down. Fran sits down. Her knees are old. She sits on the rock.
Fair.
It's a chair.
Yeah.
My name's Mason, I say, as I kind of cast my eyes around us, and I don't know what kind of check this is, but I want to see if there's anything, not necessarily if I can see anything in the distance, but if I can notice any disturbances on the trail.
Yeah, give me instinct. Anybody that wants to can make the same.
That's a
Oh,
1
roll.
for a 3.
A 1 for a 3.
That's my. No, that's yeah.
It's a trail.
It's a trail. Yeah, traditional.
I got a
That'll be a
dirty
3.
10.
Dirty 10.
Yeah.
3, Marty.
Oh, Marty.
Got a dirty 2.
So we got dirty 2, dirty 3, dirty 10. Natural 3, Marty.
All dirty.
Dirty 3.
Dirty 3. Okay. For those, everyone except Fran, you hear the same noises you've been hearing over how many days it took for you all to get here from your original locations. Birds chirping, branches rustling in the wind, nothing out of the ordinary. Fran, you got a dirty 10?
Yeah.
I mean, you know these mountains. There's always some kind of movement, but you would be able to clock that. Surprisingly enough, with no matter how long it's been since the gunshot, maybe a couple of startled animals took off, but you don't hear anything out of the ordinary aside from what
Okay.
the others have heard.
Okay, good.
Oh, Marty takes his jacket off. Takes his pack off, and you guys are all able to notice that it probably River and Fran more than and honestly, all you're able to notice, it's like a nice, almost like Herschel leather bag. It's not like a hiking pack at all. It's very like bougie in that kind of way. And as he kind of starts putting on the jacket, you're able to see that he also has a bulletproof vest on that is so again, he is 5'6", 170 pounds. Well fed, not super thin. The vest is like a triple XL. It does not fit him at all. And he puts the jacket on and goes, and the name's Marty, by the way.
Marty, I think I could fit in that vest with you, man.
Get your own. I found this fan square.
Where'd you find it?
All right.
Oh, I can't call for rolls. It's weird not being the DM. You're able to see Fedra across the chest of it.
Hmm.
So what did, before your little tussle, what were they saying, if anything, right? We're stuck here now, so it seems.
We made introductions. She told me she was the Firefly contact. And after that, she didn't say much that was coherent. And she holds up in one of her hands a pendant that holding between her fingers, you can see that it has the firefly symbol on it. Her name was Caroline. And she was my boyfriend's sister. And she didn't have the chance to tell me much, but and the other thing that she's taken from Caroline's possessions, the map of the Appalachian Trail. She had a map, so we could still go. Safety in numbers.
Yeah,
Thank God.
I assume we're all here for the same reason, so travel together. Is there anything written on the map? Is there anything marked on the map?
Whoever would like to give me a survival roll. Survival. If you're looking at the map, yeah.
I've got a fat +0 to this one.
Oh, I got another dirty 10.
Dirty 10.
I got a natural 10 for a 13.
Damn.
I got a
Let's go.
3.
I got a 6.
Marty, you got a 6.
I have blood in my eyes.
Oh,
The splatter?
No.
Oh, God.
Oh god. Sorry, what were the numbers again?
10.
10, 3,
6.
6,
13.
Awesome.
Natural 10.
Fran and Mason, you look at this map, and it's a standard map you would get if you were touring about, if you were coming to hike the Appalachian Trail. It is marked with the base at the northernmost point of the trail, which is here. 1 second. I have information. It's located at the northernmost point of the trail. Forgive me if I'm not pronouncing this right. Katahdin, Maine is where it is located.
Woof.
That's just the northernmost point on the map,
the very
right?
tipmost end of the Appalachian Trail. Fran and Mason, also as you're looking at this, there was another marker about 40 miles north of the halfway point. There's a marking along the trail a bit a ways up. Could be shelter, could be a supply drop, could be promising. Something to scope out. And with that as well. So I apologize for asking. You said 10 and 13.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Both of you go ahead. Give me another survival check.
I got a 12.
Hey,
12.
You got an 8.
A 12. Fran, as you're looking at this map, it would only make sense, having grown up among these mountains, as you're looking at the map with its markings and with its endpoint, you're looking around, and with your knowledge of this landscape, this area, you think like, oh, Katahdin, Maine, that's a 10-day travel normally with other people around. But as you're staring at this map amidst all the other thoughts in your mind, but you're thinking, okay, like, oh, I see, like, I can we can take shortcuts there. We can skip over this. Your work is on your mind, and you are able to shave 4 days off your travel, making it a 6-day trek.
Were we going the wrong direction?
Wow.
Fran knows how to time travel. I forgot to mention. Sorry.
Hell yeah.
It's the
No, not 6.
Yeah.
Not 6 comfortable days. You know,
Oh.
Yeah.
taking shortcuts.
Honestly-
skipping days of rest.
We're gonna
We-
shave it down to 10, or shave it down to 6, then back up to 10 with Marty coming.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, it was like the first 5 days was Marty leading for some reason, and then Frank goes, "Give me the fucking
My
map."
feet hurt! I stepped in a puddle!
I have to press my shirt.
Ugh. My vest is too big. It's too big for me.
Oh, it's too big! Oh god. Okay, 6
My jacket's too small and my
days.
vest is too big.
Okay, so Mason and
Christ.
Fran are looking at the map,
Mhm.
and Fran is like pointing out
Yeah,
all these. Like,
I'll say we worked together on it. Because
Yeah, but-
you're gonna be more familiar with this area, I think. So yeah, we worked together on it. We figured it out.
but Mason was like, I guess the trail further up is a lot similar to where it is closer to you. You know, I never would have thought to like make these cuts here and there. But what do you think this it's a lot closer to us. What do you think that could be? That mark?
Likely a stopping point between the head of the trail and here. I mean, it's a long ways, and I mean, when the Appalachian Trail was actually used, there's plenty of stopping points and towns used as rest places and support places. So likely just that, a place for people to regroup and get supplies. Ideally, best case scenario, that's what that is. Worst
Whatever it
case
is, we
scenario,
should-
worst case scenario, that's a place full of infected, and we shouldn't go there. But
I was gonna say we should, regardless of what it could be, we should go cautiously because even if there's
Yeah.
more fireflies there, I think without our little trail guide, as I look down at the
we
body,
take the pendant though, right? We take the pendant.
You got the pendant. We can take the armband.
I mean,
River, what else did you take? I don't know how well you knew Charlotte, but what else did you take from the body?
Caroline.
Caroline, not Charlotte. Sorry.
I didn't want to go pawn through until whoever else was coming got here, but I just took I'd never met her before. I realized it was her when she introduced herself. But yeah, all I took was her pendant and the map.
Mason will then loot the body without
Yeah,
consulting.
I mean-
Ready for one of y'all.
yeah.
Marty's already on
Marty
top of it like
jumped.
a vulture, listening to this conversation.
Do y'all go for the body?
Yeah.
You were able to see next to the body a backpack similar to yours. No roll required. In the backpack, you were able to find a gas mask, a flashlight, first aid kit, camping supplies, 200 pills, a hunting rifle with .308 bullets, a pistol with 9mm bullets, and a journal.
Okay. We have a very detailed pharmacist here. Interesting.
Can I look the journal?
Yeah. You flip through. It's a series of it's not a large journal. It's a series of entries documenting her travels from the base to the halfway point. But her last entry does stand out. I will read this, and I will also send this in the Discord for you all to read. Fran, you read her entry, and it says, Everyone thinks this plan is stupid, that I'm stupid for volunteering. Sure, let's send one of our own into the middle of the woods to meet a handful of strangers and bring more mouths to feed back to the base. This will work out perfectly. Maybe they're right. But what if they're wrong? How are we better than any other faction if we close our doors to the people that need help? People that can help us? That's why I fled the QZ. Not just to get away from Fedra, but, as stupid as it sounds, to see the world. To build a community instead of living in fear every day behind walls. And here we are, doing the exact thing in these mountains. Cameron loves to boast about how the Fireflies are the future and how Fedra is going down. But I've seen the supply run halls, or lack thereof. I've seen the scouting parties come back with half the members that left. I know it's risky, but if we really want to make a stand against Fedra, we have to grow our numbers. And it's not like a group of survivors is just going to stumble upon our base all the way up here. We have to go out and find them. I want to live in a world where I can rely on others, instead of bracing myself to get stabbed in the back. From what I heard from communications, these people all seemed like they had something to offer us. I hope they're right. I'd love to give Cameron a big "I told you so."
How old does Caroline look?
She looks about the same age as River, Marty, and Mason, about mid-20s. Young.
Fran reads that, and she'll hand the journal to River since she kind of has a connection. And Fran's going to close Caroline's eyes.
You?
I'm sorry for your loss. But it seems like there are people waiting for us. So let's not keep them waiting.
Can I ask y'all a favor?
Depends.
Sure.
You can ask it.
Yeah.
I can ask. When we get there to the Firefly base, when we get there, I don't want to tell Cameron I was the one who killed Caroline. Can we say that it was an infected or one of you guys, or I just don't think I could take the way he'd look at me.
For Fran, for unknown reasons, that hits very close to home for her. And she'll offer, I can say that I shot him for you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, it's no business of mine what happened. And you know
You
what?
said that too, right?
Thumbs up to you for making it. That's all that matters.
All right. For the rest of the supplies, how do we want to divide up the her belongings?
Mason, since you've opened the pack, has been eyeing the pills.
Marty has
He's got a
also
need.
been eyeing the pills.
I mean,
Oh.
200 splits evenly by 4.
Fair.
Could tell at a glance
Yeah.
there is exactly 200.
You
It's
must
labeled on the
Caroline
bottle
is
in
very
bold
methodical.
lettering.
You must have been great at those games where you had to guess how many jelly beans were in the jar.
Oh,
So-
yeah.
I haven't seen jelly beans in so long.
Oh.
We had them in the QZ. Stale as hell. Stale as could be.
I guess sort of why?
Yeah, it's a small conference. Yeah, it wasn't great.
Marty gives the vibe that he's been around for like he is the soul of a 50-year-old man.
For real. Oh
You
my
kidding me
God.
with this aged like dark rings under the eyes face? I look like as spry as a chicken.
Oh,
Picture
God.
of youth. The picture of youth.
Yes.
Okay, so we divide the pills by 50, right? Evenly? Okay. Evenly. Everyone gets 50 pills. Yay!
I told you guys you were getting more pills.
Yay! All River had to do was kill a person.
Yep.
So now, do we take these all at the same time, or do we like space them out?
I think it's a microdosing situation.
Whatever your tolerance is, man. Like,
As
you look like you
needed?
could house the bottle.
No, wait. No, wait. Check the bottle. Check the bottle. Brand's like training comes out there. Like, wait, no, your liver.
Is there
How much
dosage
water have you
expiration
had?
date?
It's an unmarked bottle.
It's a mason
Okay, so
jar
the shape
full of
and
loose
color-
pills.
It's
The
a
cleaned out
She
Smuckers.
goes through every single one. She's like, this shape. Okay, the lettering on that one. Or... That's an aspirin.
I think this might be a Tums.
What their weight in gold for the QZ.
As Fran goes through every single thing.
Brand's like, can I trade for the Tums?
You can have the Tums.
Need you?
As what of anything else do you take from the body?
There's nothing else on Caroline's person. Like, nothing hidden away or tucked away.
No, River showed you the map and the pendant. She has the armband on her right arm if you want to take that. But other than
Is
that,
it on the arm of where the bite was?
yes.
Nah. I'm not touching that.
Smart. I didn't put that together, but smart.
Marty will very carefully take the armband, so he's wearing a Fedra vest and a Firefly, and like a Firefly armband.
I'm allegiance to everybody.
Exactly.
You can also take the jacket if you want.
Oh, the jacket's been
he
on
put
my
it on.
body. Oh yeah.
God damn it.
Can we also take the journal?
Yeah.
I handed it to River, but
Yeah.
I
Y'all
can
have,
give
y'all
that
have,
too.
yeah, y'all have that.
Yeah.
Marty, as you are just taking the clothes off this woman's back, literally, as you put the jacket on, you realize it fits your frame quite well. Whereas for someone like Caroline, it would have been a little bit too big for her. And you think, maybe she scavenged it over the years. Maybe it was gifted to her. You'll never know.
I can't make any kind of roll about that, or what's the backstory of this jacket? The Jack story, if you will.
The
That's
Jack
that
story.
Did it originate from a Burlington coat factory or not?
Make a scavenging roll for me.
Oh, I'm great at
Since
those.
you're looting.
Uh-oh.
Not today. That's a dirty 4.
34. It's a nice jacket. It seems like it's been well worn. You don't know by who. Maybe just by Caroline. Maybe by whoever this jacket came from. Yeah.
Was it her boyfriend's? God. Oh,
Potentially.
God.
I'm
Allegedly.
wearing her armband, her boyfriend's jacket,
And a Fedra bulletproof vest. If no one had laid claim, because you said there was some ammo, right?
Yes, there's ammo for a
hunting rifle,
this.
and I think you said 9
Yeah.
millimeter.
Yes, that sounds like something I would say.
I will take.
Yes, for a hunting rifle and a pistol.
I will take the 308 for the hunting rifle,
Okay.
and I will hold up the 9 millimeter. Either if it's loose in my hand or the cartridge, whatever, and be like,
Mhm.
"Does any of you guys need any extra?" or are you carrying? I say as I kind of lift my jacket to show a revolver on my hip.
I've got a
Friends
pistol.
had her pistol out. I mean, it's
True.
not now, but yeah. So
Now that things are calmer, River
Slagging
has
everybody.
retrieved her weapons from the ground and is
Okay.
putting them back
Yeah.
with her stuff.
Marty pulls up the vest, and you're able to see, like, tucked into his waistband, no holster, is like a 9mm pistol.
you have the safety on, right? Just
He pulls it. He like pulls it out, like not a finger, and goes like, "I do know this is a Glock. There's no safety on this," and he just puts it right back in his pants.
it's your penis. Okay.
Yeah, you're right. It is.
Marty, by chance, is your favorite snack, or before the end times, is your favorite snack perhaps gabagool?
I'm not Italian. I'm Western Pennsylvania. Can't you hear it in my accent?
Oh my god.
Hey, I was just asking. It's a simple question.
Christ.
But Mason will toss the unless someone else wanted it, he'll toss the ammo to Marty.
That's
Takes
fair.
it.
The 9mm.
Seems
takes
like
off
he
his
needs
back.
it.
Yeah.
How
What are you
much
talking
ammo?
Ga?
He
How much
he takes
ammo?
up.
Whatever you feel, man. Whatever
Swag.
makes sense for
100 bullets.
1 billion bullets.
Infinite bullets.
Infinite.
Whoever took whatever you gave yourself, just add another onto that.
Okay. So I was given ammo.
You're given 9mm.
Okay. I will. There you go.
Mason
Thank
took
you.
the hunting rifle ammo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would 3 sound like a fair amount of bullets?
Yeah. For
Okay,
yeah,
sure.
whatever, either double what you took originally or whatever you feel would make sense for a Firefly volunteer to have.
Yeah, like 3 bullets.
Yeah,
Perfect.
whichever makes the most sense to you. There's also the gas mask, flashlight, first aid kit, and camping supplies, if anyone would like to claim that.
I'm taking that first aid kit.
Mhm.
Does anyone else want the camping supplies? Okay, Marty, you can take it.
Take it for all
Marty,
it is.
yeah. Marty takes off his backpack, and as he unzips it, all of you who seem like very much more like nature, like in tune with nature, you are able to see as he like unzips his like fancy backpack. It is the worst packed hunting pack you've ever seen in your life. Like, there is so much wasted space, and he goes, "I'll just put it on my back then. I'll just kind of like wear it like a top."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, that does provide more cover to your bag, which we should find you a new one because leather will shrink in the rain.
Yeah.
I was not aware of that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
A cloud.
I turned the
passes
feature
by.
off. I can't make it go away.
A cloud goes by and it looks like a thumbs up. If you squint hard enough at it. Cool. And you're leaving the gas mask and the flashlight?
Oh,
Might as well bring them.
I have a gas mask already. I mean, it doesn't hurt to have another.
Mm-hmm.
Extras.
I can take the gas mask. Does anyone else want to take the flashlight?
Yeah, I can take the flashlight.
Okay.
Cool. Are there any other words spoken between y'all? Anything you want to check? Anything you want to cover?
What is everyone's plan for when we get to the spot?
Like the one on the map, or
Yes.
for the days leading up, just travel carefully. And then once we get closer, take an extra layer of caution in case there's any stouts. likely have River, if you're okay, lead, since you have the most familiarity with the fireflies, it seems. And hopefully they will be aware of some 4 strangers, looking for the fireflies. And if not, hopefully we can convince them that we are not bad.
There you
I'd
go.
hope-
Good plan.
I'd hope that Caroline would have left some kind of word. It seems like she did.
It seems so. It sounded like she had a lot of faith in this and was not shy about that.
Yeah. I haven't been up there before. I don't know how many of them I'll know, but Cameron should be there, so that should
Oh, he will
ease
be.
away a little bit. Oh, yeah,
Okay, so-
he went up there ahead of
Oh.
me. I'm going up there to follow him.
Okay, yeah, you definitely go first then when we get there. You know, you got a man on the inside. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Is that some?
Alrighty.
What is everyone's comfortability and level of outdoor survival?
Another cloud.
That one should have been turned upside down.
By the way, I can't turn it off. By the way, the setting
worry
is
about
off. It just keeps going.
That's okay.
It's just gonna happen.
There's gonna be a lot of
Okay.
thumbs up shaped clouds going by.
That's it. Awesome.
Marty's just chain smoking.
What triggers it? Yeah, how's everyone feeling about the great outdoors?
Right at
I
home.
get by.
Wonderful. Everyone, let's simmer.
Literally.
And that's okay. And that's okay.
Okay, I don't want to take advantage of anybody here. I'm following your leads.
Yeah, I mean, we'll tell you what we need. Follow those directions and, just be respectful and helpful to the team.
Okay.
Everyone does what they're supposed to. There's no reason that this shouldn't be
Yeah.
difficult.
There you go.
Do we want to set up any, I don't know if I should call them ground rules, but just basic rules for traveling? Like, no yelling to attract others. Don't go off alone. If you have to go shit in the woods, please take a friend. They don't have to stand near you.
Whoa, I don't want to watch someone else shit. I don't want someone seeing me shit.
Well, you stand back to
Turn
back
up-
and you sing the ABCs, so you know that they're there. And now I'm
Oh, that is
imitating your voice. It's contagious.
I'm so sorry.
No.
Just don't go off alone. If someone needs to go somewhere, have a buddy. And if you want to go off alone, just tell someone. Or else, look.
My favorite general
Any-
rule is don't be a hero.
Yeah.
Don't be a hero.
You will find no objections from me.
I hope you all aren't too young to know this. See something, say something.
No, I got you. I got you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know when that was invented, nor do I like.
I think coined, but yeah, I'm with you. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of
okay.
Fedra posters that said that on the walls of my office. So
Your
Oh,
office.
office.
Hmm?
What? Did you have a job in Fedra?
we can talk about that.
All right,
We have
yeah.
6 days of hiking to get through.
Yeah. One more-
2001 is when.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, yes.
Well, yes.
Okay.
Can you guys handle weapons? Handle yourselves in a fight? I mean, you have them, but looks at Marty.
Everyone keeps looking at me. I don't know what's going on here.
Said you had an office.
I was
You
in a
ate
QZ.
jelly beans.
You
We
keep your pistol tucked into the front.
we had training.
Okay.
If you see, okay. If you know how to use a gun, swell. Honestly, probably better than most.
I think it would be best if we avoided conflict as much as possible, though.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd agree.
That we can agree on, yeah.
I prefer to observe people rather than engage them, so if we see anyone ahead of us that we don't know yet, maybe we should, just proceed with caution.
Of course.
You and me gonna get along. I like you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's like that scene from Willy
Yeah.
Wonka where we're holding up the cross fingers behind our back.
We're my best friends.
Yeah, man, yeah.
Yeah.
Best friend.
I mean, we're all gonna end up at the same spot. So
Yeah. Well,
How, if you don't mind me asking, how optimistic are you guys about
like in general, or
this specific endeavor?
I don't know if optimistic is the right word, but I have to get there.
I'm tired, and of all my options, this one seems the best. So,
I'm not built to live out here, so I'm getting to civilization. I'm getting to a settlement.
all right.
Whatever
you,
drives you
Mason?
forward, right?
Oh yeah, and you?
Yeah, I guess pessimistic optimism. I don't know. This is kind of the last card in my deck. It feels like. Oh, what else do I have to lose?
All right.
All right. Well.
Oh, Fran, you're the genius with the map, so lead the way. I
Oh
think.
shit. All right, so we're gonna go this way.
Let's go.
And as you gather supplies, sorry, do you have something to say?
It's probably we're right south of, I think it's the Susquehanna River.
Mhm.
Is there a bridge?
Ooh.
Is there?
I mean, there is a bridge that goes past Harrisburg. Let's see.
Oh my God,
But-
that's me.
That's you.
SAU.
That's where I'm from. So
Um,
Mason
okay,
will know
let's
that there's a
see.
bridge because he crossed
Yes.
it
Okay, so you got
to
here.
get there.
So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna let Mason, you're more familiar with this specific area. If you want to go through until we're past Harrisburg, and then I'll take the lead.
Yeah, sure. Sounds good to me.
Wonderful. And as you discuss your reasons for wanting to get to the Firefly base, and how you're feeling, and get there you shall, because as you've been, when you arrived here, the sun was high in the sky. As you've been chatting, gathering supplies, and as you're setting out, you know that the sun may be high in the sky, it won't be high for long. You all came here for a reason. You have to move. And move you shall. And that's where we're going to take a quick break.
Woo!
We all having a good time?
Absolutely, yes. You're doing a great job.
Wonderful.
Amazing,
Yes,
amazing.
I love all of your characters.
This is so fun.
This is so different. It's cool.
Yeah.
So glad. All right, we're gonna take a quick break. We'll be right back. Thank you all for joining. Those here with me, put that away. You're not gonna. There's none of that here. No, there's no infected around here. What are you talking about?
We didn't even check each other.
I'm gonna restart
It's the
Zoom.
infection. It's the infection.
Piece of shit, I hate this.
Thank you all. Thank you all so much for being in the chat. Thank you, all my lovely players, for doing this with me. We will be right back. So don't go far. We will.
Let me
Oh,
finish
it worked
this
out
cookie.
perfectly.
It did? I'm back?
I think so. We are back. I think, yeah.
Let's go.
Yes, Drew,
We're so
Marty,
Barack.
Darby.
We're so Barack.
River. We're so
so
Brock.
Oh, Drew, Colleen's watching.
Yes.
She said it's so weird not seeing you as the DM.
In the mainstream, I know. But hey, let me be honest. It's a wonderful break. It's a wonderful break.
Happy to give it to you. All right, with no Zoom shuffle needed, we are hopping right back into it. All right. Any normal human would be too exhausted to continue along the trail after having just endured a solo journey. However, the margin for normal no longer applies. You've had one setback on this mission. You'll be damned if you waste precious sunlight. As you race the setting sun, what is your marching order? And who is holding the map? I believe we said that Fran would be holding the map, leading the charge until you're out of Pennsylvania. And then how is everyone else organized on your travels?
Mason would probably be behind Fran.
All right.
I can't tell. I wouldn't tell someone to do this, but I would hope that Marty was not at the back, but instead River. Okay.
Yep. River is pretty quickly
I don't want
gonna
anyone
try
left
and
behind.
nudge Marty forward, and kind of keep her head on a swivel, watching behind us, making sure that Marty does not become lost to the Appalachia.
Oh God.
Marty is he's third. So he's third in the line, and he is doing his best. So like there are audible grunts of like, God, but like he's never actively complaining, but he's very clearly not having a good time.
Be a man. Amazing. And with Fran, that roll you made looking at the map, you are able to shave off 4 days of a normal 10-day travel up to the northernmost point. And I forgot to mention this before, but as you were looking at the map and noted that their base was located at the northernmost point, it's a little funny, but of course the Fireflies would pick the closest point to the light for their base. Just a little tongue in cheek, little on the nose there, but something to think about. And obviously you're heading in the direction of the base, but are you also heading in the direction of that marker point?
Yes.
Okay.
You know, just swing by.
Just swing
Take a peek.
by.
That's be bad.
Passing glance.
we don't need to stop the car. You know, we can just slow down.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah. Obviously, due to the nature of this campaign being 2 sessions max, I will not be narrating every day of travel, nor will I implore that upon you all. But as you were heading towards the marker that Caroline left for you all, is there anything in general you're doing along the trek? Any conversations to be had? Anything you're looking for, or just how are you taking this trek?
Fran probably tries to make small talk, but she is so not used to, like, she hasn't traveled with someone in a very long time. And I mean, what do you talk about? So I'm sure she's like, I don't even know where she would start. Like, she's like, so.
I don't know if you guys got jobs or things that you would do day to day before this.
I mean,
I'm also
routine
very-
to
Go ahead.
try to make the days go by any faster, but nothing out of the ordinary. It's been a long time for Mason too, since he's really like traveled with anybody, so he kind of wishes it was like a peaceful hike, you know, like he's by himself in the woods, whatever. But nothing about his scenario currently is peaceful.
Yeah.
Plus, he kind of keeps looking over at Marty behind him, just like, with all his grunts, like, God damn it, fucking. Just thinking, like, because
There's a rock in my shoe.
by contrast to Marty, who's never really been outdoors, Mason has never been in a QZ. So Mason would definitely be interested to know what they're like.
Yeah, I had a job. Oh no, what were you gonna say?
Oh, I was just gonna ask where everyone was from. But yeah, you can go ahead, Marty.
Oh no, I mean Erie, Pennsylvania for me. Furthest northwest town in Pennsylvania.
That's right along Lake Erie, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
How
it's
is the how are the winters?
Marty kind of like gets a little bit like quieter and he goes like we had it pretty easy. In the winters it was mainly ice fishing. A lot if the supply routes got delayed by any kind of snowfall, it was a lot of ice fishing and going out and we never really starved for water or anything, so it was nice.
That sounds really nice, yeah.
Yeah. And I did have like a job, by the way. Uh,
In an office?
in an office, yeah.
What'd you do?
Largely, and like this is all said as he's like kind of like scatting around. Like it's not like constantly on ice skates, but it's like anytime there's a hill, he's like he kind of like falls like on his ass a little bit. He's like walking like that. And he just kind of goes. For me, it was more, data entry, keeping track. It was keeping track of. Oh God, how do I explain that to people? Okay, so it's really important we knew how many workers we had designated to each sector of the QZ, like waste management, water treatment, security, things like that. And my job was to keep track of the papers of who was where, who was doing what, and to mark off when people died, reassign people, things like that.
Sounds like a
Okay.
pretty important job.
There were so many, and a lot of people would kill for it. A lot of people would kill for it. I was a cog in a machine. We were dealing with like upwards of 1,000 people at the time, so there's a lot of people to keep track of.
So you're good with numbers?
Oh?
Was Marty good at his job?
Surprisingly, well, it wasn't like a numerics job. It was more just kind of like it was just making sure you had to catalog like where people because they had identification cards where they were and what their occupation was. I'm fine with numbers. I'm better with alphabetizing though.
Okay.
Alright.
So organizing.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then just kind of like add a little bit of sauce really quickly. Marty kind of like goes, God damn it, and he check because he wants to see like because we've been hiking for hours at this point. He checks like he like goes into like the breast pocket of his like dress shirt and he pulls out like a watch that like has the time kept on it. And you guys are able to see this is I'm not because no one Fran was alive pre-outbreak like was an
Yes.
adult pre-outbreak, right?
Yeah, like 26.
I think Fran would be able to understand this is a Rolex. It's a golden Rolex worth like $15,000 pre-outbreak. It's almost worthless now. It's just a watch, but it's like a very expensive watch.
Is Marty just checking the time on it?
He doesn't call any attention. He just checks the time on it, goes, okay, it's gonna get dark in like 6 more hours, and then he puts it back and keeps walking.
All right. This is a nice watch you got there.
Oh.
Oh, I'm
Marty,
sorry.
Marty
Oh, no.
runs.
Marty
No.
left
Marty
the-
has to take a shit in the woods.
No one watch
No.
me shit.
Fran runs after him.
I have to watch you poop.
I have to watch you shit.
Muddy goes, yeah. He just kind of like puts it away.
Okay. River, where are you from?
As from the Atlanta QZ, lived there my whole life before the outbreak. stayed there after. It was just me and my sister Beck. And she starts playing with. She has a one of those like cheap best friend necklaces that you get from like Claire's.
Oh,
Aw.
um, but yeah, my twin sister Beck, she's a carpenter. And she's back in Atlanta. Um, what about you guys? Any people?
I gotta ask a quick question. Why'd you leave?
I wanted to follow Cameron.
Right.
I tried to
Right.
convince Beck to come with me, but she's pretty stubborn.
and who is Cameron to you? I'm sorry.
My boyfriend.
Oh, okay.
He used to live in the Atlanta QZ too, and then he went up north to the Firefly base with his family and a couple other Fireflies.
Oh. I'm sure that was hard that he left without you.
Well, he had been asking me to follow. He had been hoping that I'd come and maybe bring back too. But just me.
Okay.
Nice.
QZ life isn't great. I can get why you wanted to move on. It's gotta be better than this.
Believe me that this shouldn't be your baseline, but I can see why there's nothing else to think about living out in the sticks, as people would say. I'm from Harrisburg, so we're
Oh,
probably not too far
right here.
from
Yeah.
my town. I'm, probably 10, 20 minutes out from the city, but
Did you live in, have you stayed in the city or have you've lived
I
just
would,
in the surroundings, right?
yeah, I live around. I would go in from time to time, but no. I lived with my parents, um, you know, kind of out in the wilderness, not quite like a suburban neighborhood, but we had, neighbors or a little community. Um, and Mason kind of just like spaces for a sec and then flat snaps back to and is like, but nature is great. It's just you can't control it, right? You love to
No.
be out here, but then it gets the better of you.
Yeah, but there's something more simple to living in nature, and it bites back, but not in a way that is malicious. It's just trying to survive like anyone else. But it won't kill you on purpose, at least.
And where are you from, Fran?
I'm from. I never picked the town.
You said you were coming from Georgia, so.
Yeah, I'm from northern Georgia, around Chattanooga Forest. So right up there around the border between Tennessee and Georgia. But I grew up there my whole life. With my dad, he was more the outdoorsman, and that's kind of what he imprinted on me. So I got all of his little outdoorsy skills, like, fishing and learning how to make a fish hook and what birds are, where they fly and what they sound like and all that stuff. But yeah, mostly just been on my own, down there. And Fern probably zones out a little bit, but yeah.
You two
Sounds
who weren't
lonely. Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was
you
gonna say
two who weren't
sounds
living
lonely.
in Sorry.
Darby, you talking. You're on
I'm
there.
sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say it sounds lonely. Darby, go. Perfect.
You two who weren't living in the QZs, you see a lot of infected?
Not, I mean, if I was to go somewhere a little bit more populated, but the good thing about living in the mountains is it's a little harder for people for infected to climb, and there's less people who have climbed up there and are staying up there to get infected. So it's a little bit safer. But yeah, and a little bit more of the flatter areas around towns and stuff. Yeah, there I've seen some a lot.
Similar here and there. A lot of people, at least around me, left the area around this start of the outbreak. So any that I would see now are few and far between, and thankfully none of them were really where we camped out. Mostly when we were wandering trying to find supplies is when we'd run into them. But I don't have too much experience, thankfully.
As you all are continuing on the trek, you've well crossed the bridge at this point, and you're making way up. You notice as you're going, it's, as people have mentioned, it's, for what it's worth, quite peaceful out here. You know, for those that grew up here, for those that remain in QZs, it's probably the closest you'd get to some sense of normalcy. You know, things have kind of overtaken the trail maps, markers. The trail itself is a little bit covered up by the growing flora, but every now and then, as you're walking along, you do see wildlife. Surprisingly enough, every now and again you pass deer, elk, rabbits, chipmunks. It's a comforting sight. Things seem normal out here, and normal's a very interesting word around this time. But for those that grew up in QZs, you know that in the cities, there's chaos, but out here in the woods, for those that did not grow up within walls, deers graze, rabbits hop, birds take to the skies.
So are we gonna shoot one of those bigger ones to eat?
You could.
I would have
What
preferred
time is it? Is it
someone
like
have
getting?
a-
Is it getting? Oh, what's up?
I was gonna say I would prefer someone have a bow, and I don't know if you shoot a bunny or a squirrel, you'll get much meat off of it. But
Yeah, if we see a deer, like Fran would try. I mean, if it's like they're not that far away and it's quiet enough that we're not gonna spook them, she might. Otherwise, she might not waste the bullets.
Mm-hmm.
I do
And
have
as we're
two... Yeah.
oh, sorry, as we're going along, Fran would try to like scavenge things like on the side of like their trail, like some berries, some roots, some plants over here.
Yeah, you can do that. No real necessary. Marty, you were gonna say something?
I was gonna. Well, adding on to that, Kate, Marty picks some berries and shows them to you, and they are definitely just straight poison. They are.
Nope. Fran will try to explain like what shows that they're poisonous, like the leaves on the plant or the color or the shape, and just try to be like, okay, so this so if you see this little shape here, and if it's this color, it's not good.
Okay. All right. That's been most of the ones that I've been seeing.
A lot of them do look similar, which is hard. But the good thing is, as long as you don't eat a lot, you'll likely just get an upset stomach or throw up. It won't kill you, so to be on the safe side, if you're not sure, just eat, one or two, and if you feel a little later, probably wasn't a good one.
But that means that one of you will have to watch the result, so I'm okay with just not eating anything I pick up.
I mean, yeah, I'm just saying, like, if you're, on your own, ever, and you're like, berries, I'm hungry.
I got canned food in my bag. We can have dinner that way, so.
That's what the rattling is, okay.
Mason, do you have
That must be very heavy.
Mason, do you even ask what time it was? Or is that someone else?
That was Marty.
That was Marty?
That was me, yeah.
A couple of hours have passed. The sun's not quite towards sunset, but the sun has come down a bit. From what I'm thinking, y'all interested in hunting?
I have 2 cans of food, so I'm good with not.
Will 2 cover all of us?
Oh, I don't think Marty's planning on.
Ah!
Marty packed
I was
for one.
Yeah,
I was just letting
honestly
everyone
fair.
know.
Yep. And in the camping
Marty
supplies,
said.
in the camping supplies you got off of Caroline, that includes rations, canteen,
Okay.
like anything you would have brought with you, because Caroline made the same journey y'all did along the trail, so
Okay.
she packed as accordingly as you all, maybe not as
Yeah.
accordingly as Marty would have had, but accordingly enough.
I think definitely at some point, probably either Fran or Mason would pick a
Yeah.
nice deer or something.
Yeah, I think we'd want to do that when it's closer to when we're settling down.
Mm-hmm.
Because whatever we catch, we will have to then carry with us
Clean.
or eat.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's better to kind of hunt it where we're going to eat it.
Cool. Then if there's anything else that wishes to be discussed, anything
No?
cool. As slowly over time you are able to make small talk with each other. And funnily enough, the trip does progress quickly with the time that passes, with the conversations that flow, and you do arrive at the mark that Caroline left on the map, about 40 miles north of your location. You're able to see what looks like log cabin-esque as you approach. As you get closer, you're able to see a simple wooden structure, 3 walls. The 4th wall is open and exposed to you all. It's elevated a couple of feet off the ground. And those of you that grew up around here would know, or just have done any sort of outdoorsy activity, would know that along a trail as big as the Appalachian, there have been shelters constructed along the trail to provide respite, place to make camp and rest, or just, to rest your feet for a good couple of hours. But you do come across this shelter as you approach. And as you approach, could everyone please make a scavenging check for me?
Okay.
Oh, that's a 4.
It's a 4?
That is a dirty 9.
Dirty 9.
Woo!
I also got a 9.
Also
You
got a 9.
said scavenging?
Scavenging.
I got a 14.
Yo!
14.
Bren has bad eyes.
Fran, I will say, as you get closer to the shelter, as you're approaching, on the ground around you, you are able to find some crafting supplies. You're able to find a rag, alcohol, adhesive, blades, and sugar. Scattered about
Oh gosh.
one man's trash is another man's treasure, if you will.
Yeah.
River and Marty, y'all both got 9s.
Yep.
Okay. Heads or tails?
Tails.
Heads.
I forgot this is a yes or no coin. Hold on, let's.
Yes is heads.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, I think so. I'd agree.
I got me back. Who said heads?
I said heads.
Marty did. Marty, you were able to find medicine and a first aid kit.
Okay.
As you approach within the shelter itself, it's opened a little bit, but there is enough in there for you to be able to use if you were injured. So go ahead and mark that down. And you're able to mark down medicine as well on your character sheet next under pills. I didn't realize that medicine is an item you can pick up. So
It is?
It is. So Marty, go ahead and mark that down.
If you don't know this off the top of your head, no problem. What is the difference between medicine and first aid kits?
I believe. You know what?
We can look that up later.
I don't think that looking it up would have helped much. But we'll just say because for first aid kits, it's 10. 10,
Yeah, I got that written down.
10 plus medicine. Okay, so it'll be 10 plus however much medicine you have. That sounds right.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
That
Okay.
makes sense. Okay, so mark that down. Apologies for any confusion or if I said
No,
anything
okay.
else.
Oh, that's...
But that,
Oh,
We're
okay.
learning together.
yeah, because medicine's on here twice, and I'm like, silly billies.
Oh, you know what? I think that might be the medicine bonus section for what you add to your first aid.
No, I don't think. I think no medicines, and that medicine on the right is an item. The medicine on the left, that's just your modifier for like making a roll.
Well, I don't know what it does, but I have one of them now.
You have one of them. So you can add, if you have medicine, you can add that to the number to your first aid kit. So like if a first aid kit is 10 plus medicine and you have
Thank you.
a first aid kit and a medicine, you would add 11 to when you administer a first aid kit on yourself or others.
Okay, got it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I appreciate the clarification.
Of course. I learned that myself and I was like, oh, okay.
Alrighty.
River, sorry. Or sorry, what you also got a 9, right?
Yes.
Okay. You are able to find ammo. Please designate heads or tails for which weapon.
Oh, heads for pistol, tails for hunting rifle.
Okay. Tails.
Okie doke. So that's the 308s.
Yes, you're able to find in the shelter. Sorry, no, not in the shelter. In the grass around the shelter, you're able to find almost underneath this raised platform. You're able to find a smattering of ammo for your weapon. Again, whatever makes sense to you. Not
Sounds
anywhere between zero, not zero, not a million bullets.
There's a million bullets
Million
under this
bullets.
cabin.
Guys, you're never gonna believe what River found.
This shelter is chock full of it.
Oh
There's
boy.
bullets.
It's made out of bullets.
It's in the walls.
Yeah.
Ding, ding, ding. Mason, what did you get? 14? 13?
14.
14.
Damn.
I gotta roll a dice about it. You are able to
I
find...
found a fully loaded flamethrower.
No. But what you are able to find as your compatriots are scavenging around the area and within the shelter, as you're also taking a look, you find a loose floorboard in the shelter that kind of like creaks under your foot. And no check this, are you able to pry it up? And you're able to find a switchblade under the floorboards. Let's go ahead and add that to your inventory weapons list.
Oh, shit.
It is a melee weapon. I don't have the stats at the moment, but I will. We will find that, and I will make sure you have that exactly for when you need it. So, with your new supplies in tow, do y'all set up camp here? Do you continue forward? I know there was hunting mentioned. Do you go and look for that? What's the feel?
I mean, we've been hiking all day. might be a good idea to take a rest. How do we feel about sleeping in shifts? Just so one person is awake and alert at all times.
Definitely.
What? And for food, we could try to find something around here if anyone wants to go hunting. Yeah, I mean, what do you guys think?
Yeah, we can try our luck. Shooting a deer.
Okay.
Sure.
Amazing.
All right.
So who's in our hunting party?
I can go.
I would also go.
I am setting up shop like a hotel owner. So
I am
Didn't
not
know
leaving
comfy.
Marty unsupervised.
Word.
Then, all right. As River and Marty hold down the fort, Mason and Fran, y'all set out. Let me doop. How far do you go from the shelter?
I would say like it's hard to gauge this, but like far enough that if we made a lot of noise,
Mhm.
it would be far enough where we're camping, but not too far that we'd get lost. I guess.
Yeah.
That would be my
A
suggestion.
good middle distance.
Good middle
Exactly.
distance. And
Some could say the perfect distance.
perfect
if we just know
distance.
where that is.
Just right.
just right. And you're just looking for anything that walks by. Are you actively trying to pursue something? What's the feel?
I think Fran might like set up shop and kind of wait and look around because I don't know if she's necessarily like looking for a big kill.
Mhm.
Especially since they probably have further to go. She doesn't want anything that they'll have to carry or would waste. So she can find like a bird, birds, fox, badger, any small game,
Mhm.
probably. That's probably her aim.
Mason would probably like sit and observe for a few minutes just to kind of see what passes by them. Try not to disturb, the natural being of the area that they're in. And yeah, small stuff, nothing to the point Fran made, but also not to waste too much in the
Yeah.
effort of trying to just get a little bit of dinner.
Cool,
Yeah.
cool. Both of y'all give me a survival roll.
Please.
Please.
I got it. 9.
Oh, 11.
11. Amazing.
We're eating. They're eating.
They're eating.
We're cooking.
They're
Let
eating-
Let us cook.
Let us cook. Let us cook.
Fran, as you set up base, Mason, as you're keeping an eye out, you are able to hunker down enough for some small game to go by. You're able to see a rabbit hop across a clearing. You're able to see a couple rabbits hop across. You're able to see a bird rest to perch on a branch above you. What do you do?
Above game. What's your aiming?
Mine is a +2.
I have nothing. I don't have any pluses. So if hey, you take this shot, buddy.
Or we could both,
yeah.
double our chances, double our luck. Because
That's fair.
if
That's
I
fair.
shoot and miss, everything
They
else
run.
around us is gonna run.
That's fair.
Obviously,
Okay.
we're whispering as we sing.
Absolutely.
But as the bunnies kind of like hop across, I'll just kind of be like, "Isn't that the most beautiful thing you've ever seen?" And I lift my pistol.
Sure is.
This is beautiful thing I've ever
Hunting.
seen.
Yeah. And yeah, I guess like Mason would probably be using his revolver
Mhm.
because he's afraid if he uses the hunting rifle, it would like,
Mm.
yeah,
Explode.
kind of just like.
Yeah.
I'm using the hunting rifle. Oops.
And you're both going for the rabbits, or are you going for the birds?
I'm gonna shoot the rabbit.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for the rabbit. It's just a bigger target.
Yeah. All good. Give me aiming checks.
Mm,
Woo!
Ooh.
Dirty 10.
I got a 4. She usually does fishing, okay?
Mason, you are able. The sun is starting to set, but you do have enough light to lock in on a target, and you are able to cleanly fire into this rabbit. Clean, one shot. Easy fucking peasy. Fran, you also hit a rabbit, but you said with your hunting rifle.
Yeah.
It's sort. Do y'all fire simultaneously, or is it ba?
Same time.
Same
I
time?
did.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's
A little 3-2-1 action.
yeah. 3, 2, 1. Ba. Mason, you hit your target. Fran, you hit your target, and then as you go over to retrieve it, it is a. You hit it. It's a bloody mess. Is what else of fur and blood in the.
Stupid all together.
There's some meat. There's some meat. It's just it's not as clean as Mason
Yeah.
as Mason's shot, but you do successfully garner some meat. But however, with the birds take off to the skies. Any other creatures scamper away. But you found meat.
Hey, well, that's
Cool
good.
beans.
I take my pile of rabbit. Oh.
I hold mine up by its ears.
That's how you're supposed to hold them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. I'm not saying like, oh, that's so mean. I'm just saying, oh, he has ears still.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh, Christ.
Kind of look at the if you can call it a corpse that Fran is holding. I'll be like, a kill's a kill, and it'll give us something.
Yeah, beggars
It's weird.
can't
I usually
be
don't try to find the bright side of things, but I don't know. Being in like this is just if it's. I mean, you understand, right? You're a hunter, more or less, or you've been around it.
It's nice to be around others outside of like the only place it feels like you can like have human connection is in places where people are always going to tell you what you have to be doing and you don't have any, I don't know, agency. So it's nice. It's just nice to be out here and around people and still kind of do what I would normally do.
Yeah. If you don't mind me asking, when was the last time you've been with like a group for any purpose? I guess. Because this is not really my thing. I'll be the first to tell you.
I've met with some people here and there. I tried to be in a QZ for a bit, and especially, I felt like I could be useful there, with first aid and stuff, but it didn't feel right, and I didn't like it, so I came back. But I still knew some people there. I'd see Wayward Traveler sometimes, but traveling in a group, I would never. I haven't ever really. Yeah.
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 It's
Well,
weird, right? If you're by yourself, you feel like you could get by so much faster.
yeah, I mean, yeah. these are different circumstances, though, and might hopefully be worth the slowness and patience necessary. Yeah. Hopefully, we'll come to someplace better.
That's the thought, right?
Yeah. Well, I guess we'll take our our game. It was a good shot, by the way. You did great.
Oh, thanks.
As y'all,
Oh,
as
We
y'all
go back.
head
La,
back,
la, la.
head back to the shelter with your meat intact or not. Marty and River, any conversations to be had as y'all are setting up camp, holding down the fort?
What's River doing to like set stuff up?
River's kind of setting out any like tarps or tents that we have so that we have coverage from any rain or anything. Setting up a fire so that we can cook whatever it is that Fran and Mason bring back. Yeah, clearing any like big branches or debris so that we have a little bit of space.
Are we still nearby the log cabins?
Yeah, you can also use the log cabin as shelter if you wish.
Good point.
Okay.
Yeah, because it is covered. It's just the fourth wall is open.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, they're like just they're just like
Yeah.
3-walled cabins that are
Yeah.
Yeah,
there's like
yeah.
200 of them probably along the Appalachian Trail, but
Oh,
they're
okay.
yeah. They're for through hikers and stuff.
Okay.
And usually there are like springs nearby for fresh water, so while we're
Okay.
going, you could also probably get fresh water.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'll say there's one of those there too.
Okay.
Spring to fill
Absolutely
up
awesome.
canteens if you wish.
Yeah. Marty's kind of like laying stuff out inside of the little. What are they called again? Like
They're
they're
usually
huts?
like a shelter.
They're called shelters. Yeah.
But yeah, the hiking shelter. Marty's kind of like just setting himself up to like sleep underneath like a proper building. Probably the first time that he's done that in like close to like 2 weeks at this point. Because after he just started moving through the wilderness. And while he's like taking out the canned food, taking out like the bottle of water that he has, you notice that he pulls out a portable like hand crank like radio, like something that's very valuable, and he kind of like and starts like cranking it up. And while he is like just doing that, he just asks River, "So you were you so you in a QZ? Were you Fedra? Were you someone else?"
I was Fedra, I was a soldier.
Would you? Oh, you were a soldier. Were you on like patrol duty? Were you on like internal security? What division?
Mostly internal security, keeping watch over weapons, medicine, valuable things like that.
A storeroom job. Those were highly coveted. There was a lot. Was there a lot of corruption in your division too, or? Oh, I'm just asking. Like, it's just a matter of like, we're all here for a reason, okay? Like, the amount of people that take stuff and they sell it and they trade it for drugs or for passage or for illicit items. You see a lot.
I mean, you see it here and there. Nothing like people tend to be subtle about it. So,
Okay.
as long as you're not throwing big wrenches and things, you can skim a little bit off the top.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, Fedra soldier, internal security, Firefly adjacent. Like, what kind of changed your tune?
I met Cameron. And things were suffocating there. I wanted something a little different. And he left, and I thought I'd follow.
Okay. Yeah, it makes sense. My mom, was a firefly in Erie.
Was.
Was.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah. But, you know, you get caught skimming off the top. I mean, like, what else is going to happen?
Mm.
Marty starts kind of flipping through channels on the radio. Does he find anything on the radio?
Um, give me a maintenance roll.
Oh, a nice hearty +1 for a 9.
For a 9.
All right.
Yeah, it takes a couple of cranks to get there, but you're able to patch into a station. What kind of music would Marty enjoy?
I think it's a beggars not can't be choosers kind of environment. What stations are still functioning?
I think as you crank through, you get this standard like of like, because you were also out in the thick of it, where there's probably not a lot of reach, but I think it's a bit of that before eventually you land on we'll say like jazz. Someone out there, probably maybe not too far from y'all, through whatever means and technology or scrappiness, was able to set up some kind of radio station, and whatever instruments they could find were able to just put out a smattering of chaotic music.
Marty sighs deeply. He hates jazz, but he loves music, and so he's very happy to have found something that's not just the chirping of insects and birds.
Marty, the first person who finds like the sounds of nature to be deeply disturbing.
He looks to River and just goes like, in my apartment I had a vinyl record, like I had like a phonograph and like a vinyl record set. It feels nice to have music again. This is nice.
Nice. Where'd you get the radio?
What's a persuasion check in this game? There isn't one really.
Yeah, they don't have that. You just
Stop
gotta,
lying, Drew. Stop lying,
You
Drew.
just gotta lie and hope they believe you.
Okay.
Or say whatever and hope they believe you. Who said you have to lie?
Okay. Marty will say this. Okay. I'm on the back foot here. He says, "Would you believe that I built it with my own?" Okay.
Not for a damn second.
I had a lot of information on people because of knowing kind of where they were, what jobs they were doing. If people had a lot of free time, I knew. I just started recognizing the patterns, and some people got interested in certain amounts of information, and so certain luxuries that other people couldn't have, I would tell my superiors, and they'd treat me better.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And you said, forgive me for prying, you don't have to answer. You said your mom was caught skimming off the top?
Yeah. Yeah.
But not by you.
No.
Am I allowed to make like an instinct check?
I will
That
fully
count?
allow that.
Yeah, go for
Yes.
it. Go for it.
Okay.
And you
Also,
know what?
Darby, you're
You know what? Marty, give me an elusive roll.
okay. All right.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay, that's only a 3.
I got a 2.
Got a 2.
I don't know.
Well, what I will say is that like Marty's story is obviously true. You get a sense of like deep regret from like because his mom's dead. Let's be very clear about that.
Mm.
At least in his mind, she's dead. Like what? Why? Like there's a lot of regret. Can't really pierce through that. But the story of like giving information for like like the leather bag, like the Rolex watch, like it's all coming together of like like you went for this like luxury that has no practical purpose, but like gave you status in the QZ, and then it kind of morphed into like the survival equipment, like the radio and everything like that. So
Mm. Well, it's a nice radio.
yeah. Look, it worked out in the end because look, there's a lot of people that are a lot worse than me that are currently running around as fungis, all being ripped apart or shot each other.
There might be worse people out there, but what good is it if they're there or not there? If the people that you did have are gone in the first place.
Yeah, pal, don't I know it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's about this time that Mason and Fran come back. Fran, Mason, you're able, as you get closer, you're able to hear, is that jazz?
I like
Is that
jazz.
freeform
like
jazz?
jazz?
Freeform jazz? As you approach, you are able to find River and Marty, Marty with his radio, where the jazz is coming from.
Fran has not heard music in so long. She's just like, oh my god.
Mason
Oh my-
has a similar reaction.
Marty is so happy for the distraction. He goes, "Oh my God, Fran, you're quivering. Are you okay? Something exploded in your hands. Were you shot? What's happening?"
Oh no.
That's her work.
This was a rabbit. Will be dinner.
Soup?
Soup? What?
It could be soup.
That could be awful.
Yeah, how did we want to cook this?
Oh no, I mean
In-
literally awful. You can just take the guts. Like,
Oh, you're so right. I would prefer to cook it though.
Yes.
Yeah. In the camping kit, were there like maybe like small camping like
Yeah.
pans?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Slay.
Don't worry about that.
We cook up a little meal.
Oh yeah.
Mason takes out the knife block from his camping supplies and
All right. Well. Let's not get
No.
crazy here.
you do like a
Mason
whole like
will-
16-piece cutlery set.
You do
Like,
have
exactly.
This-
Start sharpening his
Fran
knives.
opens her jacket. It's all spices.
Mason, you have a
what do you
switchblade
want?
now.
Exactly. I was gonna take the switchblade I found and start like skinning
Mhm.
and cleaning the rabbit that I had shot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do we have a fire already going, or
Yes, we do.
I was trying to set one up, unless I have to roll for it.
No, man.
There is a fire.
There's a fire.
Yay!
yeah?
Fire!
As you all cook your rabbit in various forms, you are able to.
Someone gets the leg, someone gets mush.
How do you like your rabbit in the morning? You are able to cook, eat it, sustain yourself. and you're able to lay camp for the night. Watches. What's the order we're going in?
Oh, right. Any volunteer to go first?
I'll do it.
Okay.
Wonderful. Second shift.
I can take second.
All right.
Or Marty
Oh.
can take second.
Marty.
Okay.
All right.
I guess River, you can go third, and I'll go fourth.
Sure.
All right.
Excellent.
Sounds good.
You are all able to take your rest, take your watches. I won't ask for a roll. Marty, do you keep the radio on?
Oh, he wants to?
Mm-hmm.
He'll defer to everyone else.
Yeah, I think it's better to
As
not.
peaceful as
It-
it would be to sleep to that, it doesn't seem smart.
Oh,
The
yeah,
opening to
just assume-
newspaper by Fiona Apple.
I think it's best to keep it off for the night at night.
He just turns it off, yeah.
All right. You're able to get your rest, take your watches. No roll required. You found a tucked away corner of the trail to lay some rest. Well, unfortunately, the jazz had to be shut off. Maybe for some, maybe not for others, but the occasional noises of insects and birds is soothing. It's enough white noise to help you sleep, but it's not enough to shake the chill of your arrival. Every now and then, whether you're sleeping or taking watch, you hear a rustle in the bushes, a snap of a branch, little things that stir you awake or alert and remind you of the doubts in the back of your mind of what happened when you got to the halfway point, when you met each other. And as well as the doubts of the journey ahead of you, of what's to come. But you're able to get some rest, take down your camp, and set back out. And we'll say that in this travel montage, we'll say that you're about halfway through your journey. You're about in the state of New York by now, or according to the signs, you see a very faded, scratched NY pointing you up. Has the marching order changed? Has the person in charge of the map changed?
I'm good with what it was if everyone else is.
Yeah, I
I
think
think
we're
it
leave
probably
it the
stays
same.
the same.
Marty's
Yeah.
becoming more competent. Not competent fully, but more competent than he was
Good.
before.
Yay.
There you go.
Cool. As you get to this, what you feel, what you sense, what you believe to know is the halfway point of your journey, could everyone make an instinct roll for me, please?
Of course.
Just to see if we lose our marbles.
Yeah.
8.
Jesus
But
Christ,
my
this
marbles!
die.
I need them!
My marbles! What was that?
9.
9?
It's gonna be a
2.
6.
6?
8.
8? 2.
2. I'm retiring this die because, my God.
River, you don't hear anything out of the ordinary of what you've been hearing for the past 3 days and however long it took you to get to Boiling Springs. Branches, chirps, insects, nothing out of the ordinary. What are the other numbers? Marty, you got a 6?
6.
6? Mason, I think Mason and Fran were our highest.
8.
8?
9.
8 and 9. Okay. Marty, similar to River, you hear shuffling. Similar to River in those noises, but you also pick up shuffling of leaves, movement of some kind ahead of you, which but you're unable to glean much, but you can move closer to get a better look if you wish. Mason and Fran, you hear the same sounds as everyone else, but you hear huffing and puffing similar to the moans and groans you've been making, but also the same noise you've been hearing Marty making throughout the journey with the exertion of the journey. But that's all you're able to glean. You are welcome to get closer. You hear, those of you that heard the movement and these like, could place it like, let's say like 60 feet ahead of you.
Okay.
And you're able to move closer. If you
I
wish.
stop as soon as I hear.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Gun comes out. Like,
Oh man.
Is it like around the corner, like around the bend? Like we can't depict it really?
You can't what?
We can't like see it in front of us.
No,
We just hear it.
you're within like listening distance, but it is further along the trail ahead of you.
Of the trail that we're on, what is the terrain like? Like, are we on like the side of like an incline on the top? It goes down, going up.
I'll say you're going up. It's standard like
Okay.
trail landscape. Like you're not climbing over like any rocks or any like natural staircases, but there is an incline.
Okay. Okay. Alright. Yeah, I think Fran stops and noticing that Mason hears the same thing, probably if Mason's looking in one direction, Fran's gonna look in the other, and clue in River and Marty. You hear that too, right, Mason?
Yeah, I hear the same thing, but I can't really make out what it could be. Doesn't really sound like an animal. But
No, it sounds like labored breathing, either through exertion or something else. I figure we wait here until it passes. Either the sound passes or until it gets closer.
I also, I mean, I don't have the best arm for it, but I have this brick in my backpack.
You might have the best aim.
But do we want to draw it in the open, or do we want to make it go further away?
I'd rather wait
I
to see
kind of
what
asked the
we're
group
dealing
as
with.
well.
Yeah.
Hmm.
If it isn't infected and we see it coming, it might be best to throw it, like, if we want to distract it, throw a brick, and so it'll go that way. But we'll have to see what it is.
Yeah, because I could also, like, kind of try to sneak up on it, get a better sense of what it might be, if we don't want to draw it out in the open.
that be.
Who else is fleet of foot amongst our little crew?
I'm like decent.
Yeah.
I'm alright, yeah.
What do you guys want to do?
I'm down for brick idea. I vote throw brick. Where? Not sure. Throw brick? Yes.
Okay. I'm fine for either slowly and quietly approaching to see what it is, or for waiting for it to get closer.
Yeah.
Either or. Go ahead.
Oh no, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're fine. Just either or.
Yeah. If we wait for it to get closer and it is something that we want to try and like lead away from us, we can use the brick then to like try and send it in
Yeah.
another direction.
Yeah, I'm just afraid if we try to approach it, we might
Yeah.
pause to get its attention. So it's better if it approaches us without knowing we're here.
Okay. So we
Yeah,
sit
I
back and
think
wait
so.
then. Okay.
Yeah.
I can sound
Yeah.
that. Kate, if we're like here, is the sound like like that way, kind of? Like,
Yeah,
or is it like in
it's
front of us?
it's ahead of you. If you were to keep moving, you would
Okay.
come across it.
Okay.
But so you're choosing to sit and wait?
I guess
Yeah.
wait for like
Taking me.
15, 20 minutes, I guess.
15,
see if we
20
can tell if it
minutes.
moves.
Duck behind some trees.
Oh, that's not a bad idea. Yeah, get some cover.
Mm-hmm.
But not enough cover that it means we can't see what's coming.
Yes.
We're trying to weigh it really in our favor right now.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, and you all are keeping these conversations to a low level.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you all sit. Do you find like cover behind trees or
Yeah.
the like
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shrub.
shrub? Yeah. You all sit back and wait. I mean, Marty, you're the only one who can keep time, unless y'all got a great internal clock of checking 15 to 20 minutes. Does your watch keeps current time?
Yes.
Okay. You watch it? You watch your watch?
It sticks out like a sore goddamn thumb. Any light that hits it, it just gleams in your eyes.
Oh.
Yeah. But no, he watches it for 15, 20 minutes.
All right. You all wait with bated breath as Marty, you sit and watch your watch. I can't stop saying that. As you sit and wait, at about 15 minutes, Fran, Mason, you're able to hear those same noises get closer to you, now about 30 feet, beginning to approach upon the clearing that you're standing in. You hear that same huffing, puffing, moaning, grunting of exertion. Close enough now you think you'd be able to take a look. Do you take a look?
Yeah.
Yep.
You just peek out, or do you go out and look?
Oh, I do like
I'm
just
I'm peeking. Yeah.
I'm just like just a little, just one little eye.
I'm Scooby doing it. I'm going
Yeah.
like full horizontal.
Peek around
No,
the tree
yeah.
or whatever.
As you peek around, you're able to see 3 figures up ahead. They're y'all are going up an incline, and about 30 feet out, there's a trail marker, and you see these 3 figures staring at this trail marker, long, faded, and covered by greenery. They're they're dressed in traditional athleisure layers for the weather, and they're carrying these massive backpacks similar to your own. And for a moment, you think they're survivors, people who fled to the mountains when the world went crazy. But as you look closely, you see they're staring everywhere except the trail marker. As they wander aimlessly about the clearing, you catch a glimpse of their eyes, milky white, clouded over. But the infection hasn't set in too long to not recognize their human features. You see the tallest one, male physique, rope-like muscles visible from the tattered sleeves of his blood-covered shirt. The discoloration of his skin matches what was once salt and pepper hair. You see another slightly shorter figure due to the way it hunches what was once a female physique. A hair tie that once held a luscious ponytail now sits at the base of her skull. And as you look down, you see her holding this third and smallest figure's hand. This one stands at about 4 feet tall, eyes that are now clouded over, still curiously looking around, revealing the scrapes and lesions across her face. And you almost don't notice a 4th figure. until it shuffles away from the camouflage in the trees. Mushrooms start from its legs and works its way up all across the body to the head, covering the eyes in a terrifyingly beautiful sprout of brown, orange, and yellow. It's shorter than most clickers you've seen, about a head taller than the smallest runner. Some cloth covers its once feminine features, but too much time has passed to identify any recognizable piece of clothing or physique. This clicker is no longer human, as the tallest runner shambles around, looking at everything, nothing, you can't tell, as this clicker emerges from the trees and like glances all around. Many people have visited the Appalachian Trail before the outbreak. People eager to witness the natural beauty, so eager that they underestimated their physical ability to trek these mountains and went missing. The dense forest and steep terrain made it difficult for search parties to cover ground and for planes to see through the canopy below. And after the outbreak, missing person cases fell to the wayside. While they may not be human anymore, you're not the only ones out here. And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
Oh!
Trigger noises! Oh my god!
That's like incredible. I hate it. Wow.
My friends are having a good time.
Dude.
Oh
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This shit fucks.
my god. No, the fourth one, the clicker just right behind. I'm like, no. I was like, there's a fourth.
Mm-hmm.
Also, the family.
And also, like, Kate fucking, like, rad, because, like, there's a detail in the first Last of Us where it's, like, the infected, like, are still conscious, but, like, they just don't have control of their bodies, and so, like, the fact that they would, like, have the, like, maternal, like, that's fucking rad.
Yeah.
That's creepy as fuck.
And I mean, hey, I said this clicker wasn't very tall. Who's to say this clicker wasn't a part of the family, too?
That's,
Yeah, that's what my brain went to.
Yeah, I was like, a baby?
A baby?
You said it was on the ground, and I was like, oh my god, is it crawling after them?
No, it's like,
a baby?
4 feet tall. The clicker's maybe like 5 feet tall.
Oh my god.
that's so bad. Time to start shooting kids, I guess, so.
Well,
Don't worry, they're not kids
No!
anymore.
yeah,
That's true.
they ain't humans no more. Well, and I heard there was a brick plan, so who knows? Who knows? Maybe
I don't know anymore.
Well, who's to say?
Luckily, all it takes to make a grenade is one can, one scissor, and one explosive, so.
Oh my god.
I will allow, in the respite we have between sessions, I will allow y'all to, first of all, take any upgrades you want with your newfound pills, but also craft anything if you so wish, because time has passed. While it was not narrated, time did pass, so you would have had the time before coming upon this clearing to craft anything, to make any upgrades, but feel free to do that on your own time. Let me know what it is that you choose to do. Feel free to put it in the Discord or notify me separately. But we will return to this lovely scene in the woods with these lovely survivors next time on the Trail of Decay. We will be seeing you again soon. In the meantime, take care, stay safe, and thank you all for coming to the table. Thank you all in chat. Thank you all, amazing players, for being here and helping this come to life. I look forward.
Thank you, Kate. And thank you, Kate, for doing
Yes,
this. This is so
amazing.
good.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
An incredible debut.
And we will see you all next time. Everyone, have a good night. Have a good rest of your weekend, and we will catch you on the flip side.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. Whoa.